The Philippines Campaign was a crucial series of battles during World War II in the Pacific, fought between Japan and the Allied forces, primarily the United States and the Filipino resistance. The campaign took place in two major phases: the Japanese invasion, 1941 to 1942, and the Allied liberation, 1944 to 1945. These battles played a decisive role in the overall Pacific War, shaping the final defeat of Japan. The Japanese invasion, 1941 to 1942. Following the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, Japan launched a large-scale invasion of the Philippines on December 8, 1941. The goal was to secure the islands as part of Japan's Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere and eliminate the U.S. military presence in the region. Key battles of the invasion. Battle of Bataan, January 7 to April 9, 1942. General Douglas MacArthur led a combined force of American and Filipino troops against overwhelming Japanese numbers. After months of fierce fighting, disease, and starvation, the defenders surrendered. This led to the infamous Bataan Death March, where thousands of prisoners of war died during a brutal forced march by Japanese troops. Battle of Corregidor, May 5 to 6, 1942. The island fortress of Corregidor in Manila Bay was the last stronghold of U.S. forces. After relentless bombardment, it fell to Japan. MacArthur had already left for Australia, famously vowing, "I shall return." With the fall of the Philippines, Japan occupied the islands for over 2 years, facing heavy resistance from Filipino guerrillas. The Allied liberation, 1944 to 1945. In October 1944, the U.S. launched Operation Musketeer, a large-scale amphibious invasion to liberate the Philippines. Key battles of the liberation. Battle of Leyte Gulf, October 23 to 26, 1944. The largest naval battle in history, involving over 300 ships and 200,000 personnel. The Japanese suffered devastating losses, including their remaining battleships and aircraft carriers. Battle of Leyte, October 17 to December 26, 1944. U.S. forces, led by General MacArthur, landed on Leyte Island, marking the start of the liberation. This battle was a turning point that crippled Japan's ability to defend its empire. Battle of Manila, February 3 to March 3, 1945. The U.S. and Filipino forces launched a fierce battle to recapture the capital. Japanese forces conducted a brutal scorched earth policy, killing over 100,000 civilians. After intense street fighting, Manila was liberated, but at a great human cost. Final battles, March, June 1945. The Allies continued their campaign across Luzon, Mindanao, and other islands, systematically eliminating Japanese resistance. The last pockets of Japanese troops fought until Japan's surrender in August 1945. Aftermath and impact. The successful recapture of the Philippines was a major step toward Japan's defeat. It cut off Japan's vital supply lines, reclaimed a key strategic base for the U.S., and signaled the nearing end of World War II in the Pacific. The battles left over 1 million Filipinos dead, with the country suffering immense destruction. After the war, the Philippines gained full independence from the U.S. in 1946, but the scars of the war remained.